All right, everyone. This is a bit of a different video. It's not Lego Star Wars. It's Lego Ninjago. But how could I not talk about Lego Ninjago when it's the 15th anniversary? And I just got back from McDonald's having the Grinch meal, and it was kind of mid, which sucks because I love dill pickles. Anyway, that's not important right now. What we're talking about is Old Town. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard that this was gonna be a set, I was praying. I was praying to the Oni, not the Oni. Wait, what is it? Uh, I was praying to the dragons above. Yeah, Oni is a bad one. My bad. To the dragons above, that it would be Jamanakai Village. But no, it's some bumble nowhere place that okay, apparently according to the designer, he was interviewed, it's going to be a location in season 4 of Dragon Rising. But come on, man, it's legacy. It's legacy. This is not legacy. Sure, the stuff in it is, which is cool, but like that's my one gripe with it. That's my one gripe. Everything else, mwah, mwah, chef's kiss. This guy, I'm pretty sure it's the same guy that designed the blacksmith shop that was revealed already, which I haven't done a video about. I think I'm actually gonna go over that in this too, actually. But well, because I've been gone for a little while. Huh? But point being, Old Town. First of all, I'm gonna talk about the build again. The fact that it's modular is really nice. I really love that you can take it apart. It doesn't just have to be one big like circular, ovular, whatever shape it's gonna end up being. I would have to see it in person to get a better look at it. But whatever the case may be, like if you don't have, you literally said like one of the designer said in the interview, like, oh, one of the main things is like it's modular so that if you don't have like a wide shelf, or if you don't have like a full shelf, you just have like a skinny wide shelf, like you get what I mean, like a long shelf, then you could display like that, connected in different ways. That's amazing. So I love that. And on top of that, they have they have like little Easter eggs from a bunch of like pretty much every season of Ninjago, including the pilots, which that's amazing. I love that, honestly. Now, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but maybe for the 20th anniversary of Legacy, we get the what were the season 2 outfits? The kimono outfits? Is that what they were? I don't remember, but I pray we get those remade in Legacy. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're talking about this right now. It's the 15th anniversary. So I like the set. I've always loved the look of like the big Ninjago sets. This is no different. I think it looks amazing. Again, wish it was Jamanakai Village, but it is what it is. I've seen a lot of the Easter eggs because of the interview, and because of seeing the pictures online. There is a nice little Moro secret, which is so funny. It is so funny. I'm glad the designer put that in there. Oh my god, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful Easter egg. I like, okay, the build. We already talked about that very briefly just now. Very good build. I like a lot of the play the playability. Is that the word? Playability? Whatever the case may be. The playability. This guy makes beautiful sets. The designer. I don't know his name. Forget it. But beautiful set. He makes beautiful sets. I just have to give him credit on that straight up. Like before I continue with the next topic, which is, yeah, I'm going to talk about the minifigures. Hard not to talk about the minifigures here. Now listen. Say what you will about the ZX, Legacy ZX outfits. I love them. I genuinely love them. The little details they add to everything is mwah, mwah. The little lightning on Jay's metallic armor on his chest plate, or his shoulder armor, whatever. Trust me, we'll get to Jay. Don't worry. I have my gripes. That's a great detail. Same on his belt. They had the little lightning. I love that. Zane looks wonderful. Kai looks wonderful. Cole is now gold. It works okay for him, I guess. It doesn't look terrible. Lloyd ZX, the Legacy Lloyd ZX, also has gold now, which again works for him. He's also partially the gold ninja, whatever. And then, yeah, Jay. Yeah, no. I know this is like the main consensus. It's not just me, so I don't feel bad at all saying it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good at all. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I remember on the interview the guy said it was to differentiate from the originals, but like, yeah, I guess, I guess. Uh, and the mold for the new ZX masks are cool and all, but the wrap on the back doesn't make sense. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I was the one who thought of this. No, but it was pointed out to me that the what is supposed to be metal on the top of their mask is wrapped in the back like it's like a headband, and that doesn't make sense. I don't know what that I don't know what's up with that. Well, I also want to point out that Cole and Kai don't get their masks in this set, and the guy said so that it would be a little more difficult to like get them. But at the same time, this is an expensive set. I don't think it would really make it much less rare, really. Also, it's not really rare. Cole has a little car poly bag coming out with him with his mask. It's a $5 poly bag. It's not going to be uncommon. Like I don't understand that, but whatever. Kai with his headband hairpiece. Lego is, I'm sorry, but Lego, what were y'all thinking discontinuing Kai's colored hair without the headband? He's a main character of Ninjago. Why would you do that? That does not make any sense. Whatever. That's kind of annoying. I know that, like, I'm one who has extra of the original Kai hair, but at the same time, I like keeping my figures authentic and the sets authentic, no matter if I don't like something about them, whether it be little or big, whatever. I don't like altering them because that is the official way they are made. So that's going to tick me off. I am not going to lie. That has been ticking me off. Same with Blacksmith Kai in the Blacksmith Shop set. I mean, I just don't understand why they would do that. It's stupid on their part. But Nia, who will also appear in the Blacksmith Shop, her original outfit being back is awesome. The fact that it's her, she's using her blades from, did she have it? No, she didn't have a spinner, I don't think. But from the temple, the Fire Temple set from the pilot, that's cool. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to mention. Cole's scythe looks atrocious. You think, like, they can't make a mold for that yet? Like, really? We've had Kai's since the beginning of time, and we can't have Cole. I just find that so weird. Just make another tooth, like, Lego piece with the dragon design. I don't know. Whatever. It just doesn't look good. I think the original did it best, aside from the Legacy one. The Legacy one was very good. It was just too small. I don't know. The Legacy one was a weird case. I don't dislike that one at all. It's just, it has weird problems with it that aren't accurate, but whatever. As for Jay's nunchucks, I think they're cool. I like the new middle piece. It's a shame it's still not transparent light blue. I don't know why it's not, but whatever. The only other problem I have with it is that the chain is pretty short now, too. I like the piece itself, but the chain is very short. So it's like, I don't know. You kind of need a bigger chain for like more dynamic, whatever, Zane's shurikens, they'll be the same as always. Just Zane's shurikens. They've only changed those a couple times, and even I don't. They don't need to be changed really. If anything, the only thing I would change is like adding a little dragon-y design, but I don't even. It's not worth it because like it's so small, and they've had this mold that I can give them a pass on. And then we have Sensei Wu, who is also going to be in the Blacksmith Shop set. He looks, fine. It's just a classic Wu, pretty basic Wu, but there's nothing wrong with basic. I like the old original outfits. Not to say that they're basic and not designed well. I'm just saying they look good. I like the old style of Ninjago suits. Not that I hate the new style, but it's hit or miss sometimes these days. But yeah, we got Wu. He's fine. The mailman or the postman, whatever he's called, makes a return from the Air Jitsu Temple. Different face. I think he said it was from Wild Brand and Ninjago. So season 11 and forward, which is cool because I have the original Postman as well. So getting another one will be fun. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty. We're talking about the cool stuff. We got Mistake. I have the original Mistake from the Ninjago City Docks. However, she's not very accurate to the show. And they gave her a new head print, finally, her face print. So she looks accurate to the show. They gave her Aunt May's torso, though, from the Spider-Man sets, which, whatever. So it's cool to get her in a better way now. And then we have Dr. Saunders, which is awesome because when I was doing stop motions back in the day, I would use the original General Kozu's torso for Dr. Saunders. I will always remember that. But now that we have an actual Dr. Saunders, that's pretty cool. And speaking of Dr. Saunders, we got Crux and Acronics, which that's pretty darn cool. That's another thing I was going to mention too. I like that in these sets, they're actually giving the characters, the Elemental Masters, like little studs or little parts that represent their elemental ability or their elemental power. That is so wonderful. I love that. So just seeing Crux with the red and the orange and Acronics with the green and the blue, that's awesome. I'm so happy about that. Then we have the... Hold on. I was going to go to Faith. Actually, no, I am going to stay on Faith. I was distracted by another character I just looked at because, chef's kiss. But we'll get to that character in a second. Faith, nice to have Faith. I never remembered if we had an actual Faith from Hunted. But it was just her when she was heavy metal. So we have a heavy metal figure, but we've never had a Faith without her heavy metal, armor or clothing. So Faith is a nice figure to have. I love that. Then we have Harumi. I could care less about Harumi, is what I would say if she didn't come with the Kabuki mask and it was the one from Crystallized. So, Crystallized might not be what it could have lived up to, but that's a pretty good figure. I like the Kabuki mask. To me, that is a Crystallized figure. Then we have Garmadon, and he seems like his normal legacy, Garmadon, whatever the main consensus of that is. But did that make sense? Whatever. He has a new head print, dual-sided head print for the first time on a Garmadon figure. That's awesome. His facial expressions are great. I love it. Then we have I'm going to get to the best figure for last. I'm sorry, but I consider it the best figure. Then we have a Loyalist. There are two Loyalists who are going to be in Dragons Rising Season 4. I have nothing to say on them. Modern Ninjago. I'm not going to lie. I'm a guy who loves old Ninjago, so this is a great set for me. That's why I also wish it was Jamanakai Village, but, it is what it is. I'm a purist. What can I say? So, yeah, they're cool. Good to have them, I guess, fill out more minifigures. Then we have one of the, what is it called? Where Jay was found in Dragons Rising. The administrator girl, whatever. She looks cool, I guess. Not 100% accurate. It's all existing parts, but they're considering it that, and it's close enough. So it is, I guess, in no sense, an official administrator minifigure. So cool. Then we have the Carpenter, which honestly, official Ninjago character in my eyes, because Tommy Andreessen, the creator of Ninjago, or at least one of them, he made a story where one of the ghosts from Yang's temple, after being turned back into a human, turned out to be a carpenter, and his name was Chuck, or at least called him Chuck. in Day of the Departed, and he's that figure, which is really cool. I love that. That's something so small, and actually I didn't even know about. So hearing that was fantastic. I'm a huge fan of that. It's just those little things with, like, as he even called them, the designer called them, filler minifigures. This one seems less of a filler minifigure and more of like just a niche, very extremely niche minifigure. Like that's awesome. I love that. I love that he did that. So props to the design. Again, props to the designer. He did amazing work here. And now, if I'm not forgetting anyone, the best, or at least one of the best minifigures in this set is Dr. Frickin' Julian. Ignoring the parrot that's supposed to be Zane's, bird. Dr. Julian looks fantastic. I have always wanted a Dr. Julian. Always. He has been one of my main wanted on the need list of Ninjago characters. That was a mismatch of words, but whatever. You get the point. I have always wanted Dr. Julian, and to finally get him in this set, or in general, really, after 15 years, is amazing. It is I can ascend. I'm ascending looking at this. This is fantastic. Again, he's not 100% accurate to the show, but that face print alone, double-sided, by the way, absolutely wonderful. What a wonderful time to get this figure. I love it. Mwah, chef's kiss. Now, on top of that, we have 3 more minifigures that we're going to talk about. And it is Young Woo, Young Garmadon, and the first Spinjitzu master himself. And I'm not going to lie, I love this tiny little detail where in every promotional shot, pretty much, you cannot see all of his face. I love that. And I think they said they derived the face from the comics. I haven't read the comics. I should. But who likes reading? Am I right? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that is... I've seen it already. It looks really nice. I love the torso on him with the dual dragon design on the front. That is fantastic. Garmadon, young Garmadon looks fantastic. I love the purple and black and the red. Oh my god. And Young Woo also looks amazing. The faces look amazing. Seeing Garmadon like this, literally, I know there was heavy inspiration of Star Wars, all right? We get that from the beginning of Ninjago, but seeing young Garmadon in the promo image with all the minifigures, where he has his evil eyes and the exact same Anakin hairpiece, I mean, like, that is just Anakin to an extent. That is just Anakin Skywalker. It's great. I love this. The 3 minifigures in the set. Do I wish they were dispersed? Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to lie. I would have been happy if they made 2 more legacy sets. I would have bought them anyway, so what's the problem with doing more? I wish they did that. Put the first Spinjitzu Master in this set, because then we get more legacy sets, And maybe even in this set, we would have 2 more slots for 2 new characters, It could have been Ed and Edna. It could have been Cole's dad, like other niche characters. Whoever the case may be. It would have been awesome to see that, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. There's 23 minifigures in this set. If you count the parrot, hawk, eagle, 24, but you shouldn't count it, even though it's a character, it's not a minifigure, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, this is an amazing set. I love it so much. Mwah, chef's kiss. Wish it was Jamanakai Village. Anyway, on top of that, we have I am going to do the set, all the legacy sets so far in this video, so I'm also going to be doing the Lloyd's Titan mech after this. But the 4 Weapons Blacksmith Shop. $100 is not a bad price. Would I have liked it to be $90? Yes. Oh, I didn't talk about the price of the other one, $300. I remember people were saying $310, which kind of seemed weird, so I'm glad it's just $300. Makes a lot more sense. I'm fine with that. That's a pretty good price for that. This at $100 is also a pretty good price. I would personally have done $90, and the reason I say that is because people are going to say, oh, the piece count is great for $100. I think everyone keeps forgetting that Lego are making pieces so much smaller. You don't see many big pieces anymore. Like, I don't think there's the biggest piece in this set to me right here is like the tree piece on the right. Like that's it. That seems like the biggest piece here. So like that's all I'm saying. Is like there's a lot of small pieces. The build is relatively small. It's not like that anymore. They didn't do that, which sucks, but it is what it is. Would I have liked it at 90? Yes. Is 100 a bad price? No. I'm not going to say it's a bad price. It's a fine price. I'm going to buy all these sets during double points. Don't you worry about me. But yeah, no, price aside, I mean, not that the price is a problem. Again, I didn't say that, but Ray and Maya, Ray specifically, he doesn't have his firearm printing. No pun intended. It's literally fire. He doesn't have his firearm printing. Would have cut down on costs, apparently. But great figure. Definitely different, a little altered from his Season 7 appearance in the set. And then Maya looks very similar to original one, but, there's a few tweaks here and there. It's a little bit of a redesign, whatever. I was hoping for it to be a little different, but I don't remember how she looks in the show and the flashbacks, so I couldn't say exactly. Blacksmith Kai, an accurate Blacksmith Kai. Mwah, chef's kiss again. I have the other one, but I never noticed originally how bad it was, aside from the headband, which is still here. Still headband hair, but what are you gonna do, We get Nia again. And I want to talk. I just also want to say this. I just talked about the minifigures, so that's out of the way. We already talked about Nia and Wu in the earlier set, so that's whatever. The build, aside from it looking small, I'm not going to say it is small. Maybe in person it'll be bigger, who knows? But it looks a little small, but it looks amazing. Especially when you consider what came before it. Nostalgic set, don't get me wrong, but they got us wrong with that old set. So, what are you gonna do? This is just an amazing set. And then on top of that, you get the is that the Master of Earth? Can I see? Yep, it is the Master of Earth. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I had a feeling, but you can't be too sharp. The Easter eggs in this set, fantastic. The anvil being like close to the original. The overall detail and accuracy of the inside of the blacksmith shop is insane. The helmets and the mask for both Samurai X and Kai ZX, that's pretty cool to have included. Kai's weapon from his original spinner is such a nice reference. I love that. The map behind the sign, once again, fantastic. Just overall, everything. Oh, don't even let me forget this. The season 1 sign of no walking on the grass when Pythor and Lloyd are up to some mischief. Amazing. That's so good. So good. I noticed that immediately. Oh, what a great, this is a great set. Every time I talk about it and look at it, I'm reminded of how much of a great set it is. Should it have been $90? I personally think so. Is it bad at 100? No, not really. I cannot complain that much, but I'm getting it during double points anyway. So, that's what I would recommend doing. Then the next set we have is the Lloyd's Titan Mech, a remake from season 11. I don't think this set needed a remake per se, but cool. It is one of my favorite original, like the original set that came out, one of my favorites. I love specifically the wings on the back, which were changed in this set. Yeah, I love the playability and the gimmick. It's very unique to make the wings the sword, or the shield rather. But I miss those green transparent pieces in the back of the original. That made it so cool to me, and I still have it. But this will sit next. It will sit pretty next to it. I don't Not that I'm literally putting them next to each other, but I don't know. I missed that part of it. But overall, the set looks great. They're bringing back Grimfax, which is interesting. I kind of wish they did him in his, like, normal, before he turned into that little ice creature guy thingy-mabobber monster thing. But, to get another one is cool, I guess. And then you get Zane. You get Legacy Lloyd ZX. Again, already gave my thoughts on that figure. Then we get the original Master of Ice. That is so fire. Even though he would be weak to that. But, that's, again, fire. I don't have too much to say on this set, but that's pretty much it. I don't think there's many, like, Easter eggs, or I don't know. I watched in, like, half of an interview. There could be. There absolutely could be. But I think this set is mainly focused on gimmicks and, the articulation of the mech itself. So, and it's not a building. It's a mech. So, how much are you really going to put in there? But either way, great set. Then last and most certainly not least, we have the Ninja character display for $45. Excellent price. I just want to say it now. Screw the piece count. Screw any of that. I thought this was going to be sick. I put money. So if anything, I'm losing this money anyway. But I put money on that being $60. 45. 45. Now, granted, it's a small build. Again, figures excluded, should it have been less? Yeah, definitely. I think it would have been 30 without the figures. But with the figures it being 45, come on. You get Jay's mom, the original Master of Lightning, as the exclusive 15th anniversary minifigure in this set, and you get every single ninja. And as far as I'm aware, this is the only set so far, because, not all the legacy sets have been revealed yet. I don't know how many more there are going to be. Probably only 2 more or whatever. That's why I think Garmadon should have been. Whatever. Enough of that. This, I think, is the only set that will, so far, be coming out with Samurai X Nia. Legacy 2 Samurai X Nia. Because technically there already was one. And then they remade the Legacy one because it was a different logo. It's a whole thing. But, yeah. That's cool. 2 exclusive minifigures in the set. Yeah. And technically, so far, Kai ZX as a whole is exclusive to the set. Yes, you get his mask in the blacksmith shop. No, you don't get it in Old Town, which is what makes it. You get those 2 sets, you get a full Kai ZX. But if you just get this set, you get a full Kai ZX. So there's like 2.5 exclusive figures in this set, which I'm buying all these. I'm not even going to lie. I'm losing money. I'm losing a lot of money this year. So keep Ninjago Legacy alive, because it hits. It really does. I hope we get another Pythor. I would like that. But anyway, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. I've been gone for a long time. This is nearly a 30-minute video, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.